Hey guys, what is up? It is me, Pagey, here once again with another video on The Flash Season 5. So, The Flash is on break right now. We all know that, and it will be on break for another 2.5 weeks or so from when this video will go live on this website that is commonly known as YouTube. And we will be returning with the highly anticipated Godspeed episode that is of course being directed by Caitlin Snow herself, that being Danielle Panabaker. So I am pretty excited for her and just to see how she goes in her directorial debut. And wow, what an episode to have as your first directing job. Danielle definitely hit the jackpot here, cha-ching. But in this video, we will be going over a new piece of promo material for the episode that has once again caused a lot of chatter amongst fans of the show. And just quickly, some people have been asking me about a new trailer for the episode, which will happen, but I wouldn't expect it until next week sometime, the week before the show comes back. But if we are lucky, we could get it sometime this week, but I wouldn't hold my breath for it, coming out this week. In that trailer, I would actually expect a look at Godspeed, even if it is just for a split second or so, but the main reason he wasn't in the other trailer would most likely be due to visual effects reasons. I know there were some people claiming that a new trailer was out the other day with Godspeed in it, but I'm 99% sure that was just clickbait to bring in views over the break, from the shows. But yeah, I would be expecting a new trailer sometime next week. Not this week, but yeah, we could get lucky. But we are first going to go over the new synopsis that was released over the past couple of days for the Godspeed episode, and yeah, comment your thoughts in the comment section down below throughout this video, but let's go. After discovering that Nora is working with Thorne, Barry and Iris disagree about how to handle their daughter in the wake of this shocking news. Team Flash isn't sure they can trust Nora, so they go through her journal to find out exactly how she came to work alongside their greatest nemesis. So yeah, let's just have a bit of a talk about the synopsis and how it relates to the trailer, as well as what we know about the actual episode from behind the scenes stuff and all of that. So, we start off the synopsis with: after discovering that Nora is working with Thorne, Barry and Iris disagree about how to handle their daughter in the wake of this shocking news. Now, I did bring this up in my trailer breakdown, and I did think it was a valid point partly, but some people did take it to the extreme. So, in the trailer, we do see that Iris is sort of giving Nora the benefit of the doubt about her actions and everything that she has done up to that point in time, which is fair enough. Sure, it's a bit forced, you could say, if she completely stands up for Nora and just says she did nothing wrong in this situation. But we only know what is in the trailer for a second at most in regards to Iris's viewpoint in this episode. What will most likely go down in the episode is that Barry is going to be feeling like he was just hard scoped while one kill off a tactical nuke, and Iris is just going to be acting like she got lucky and maybe got a pay-for-low and a care package. So two different sides of the spectrum there. But Iris will most likely be disappointed in Nora. I'd be surprised if she isn't. But after being with her this whole season, deep down she must know there must be a story behind this. This Iris isn't the one in the future. She hasn't experienced what Nora has. She only knows the limited stuff that Nora has actually told us and her. We don't know all the stuff that came before as well as in between. But this does all lead into the next part of the synopsis, which goes as follows. Team Flash isn't sure they can trust Nora, so they go through her journal to find out exactly how she came to work alongside their greatest nemesis. But this benefit of the doubt that Iris is giving Nora will, be because she is their daughter. They know that isn't a fake out and a lie, but also because of this journal that Nora has had with her most of the time we have seen her. That's where Sherlock was able to, decode everything from and, find out who Nora was communicating with. So this journal will literally detail and explain most of what Team Flash will want to learn and find out about Nora and whether she is worth trusting. This episode won't really be about Team Flash trusting Nora again though, for the most part. In some areas of it, I guess it will, but for the most part, the journal is all about winning Barry over. That is the main goal of the dive into the journal and what it has to tell us. Now, in regards to the journal, you would have to think that we will go through it in a chronological order, from the time, anyway, whatever. So start right at the beginning and then end probably when she eventually sets off to come back to present day where we are and start what we saw at the beginning of this season, as well as the part she was in last season as well, I guess. And they might include some parts from this season as well in regards to, when she went back to 2049 to meet and talk to Thorne. Seeing that we will only have 45 minutes of an episode to go through this, when you take out ads, if not, maybe not less, might only have 42 minutes, who knows. It will be interesting to see exactly what they choose to highlight and focus on, but as the synopsis does say, the main goal is really to focus on why and how she ended up in cahoots with Eobard Thawne and what their plan is overall. But of course, one thing, or person, I should say, that we haven't talked about is that of, well, the namesake of the episode, that being Godspeed. He isn't mentioned in the synopsis anywhere, and people were fuming and getting very angry at this. Some people even tweeted at me or commented on previous videos of mine about how angry they were that Godspeed wasn't in the synopsis, and my simple response to most of them was, where would you have put Godspeed in the synopsis? And the answer is nowhere. You got to keep the descriptions nice and short and sweet, and I think the title is enough of a focus on the character than having to force him in the synopsis. He wouldn't have fit. Because we know that the title isn't bait. We know that that character of Godspeed is in the episode. We know some exact things he will do, which I won't say now because I guess spoilers. But it does seem he could be the exact reason that maybe Nora meets Eobard, whether it be that Eobard as Reverse Flash actually saves Nora from Godspeed, but in turn gets himself put into Iron Heights due to that act, or maybe Godspeed himself gets put in there and Nora is just in Iron Heights, after the fact and then runs into Eobard, or maybe Godspeed and Eobard could be completely unrelated and not cross paths at all, and Nora might just learn that Eobard is in Iron Heights. Sorry, I can't speak. And she might want to meet the man who knew her father and his powers better than anyone. This will essentially be Nora's complete origin episode for the most part, so while we all want Godspeed on screen as much as possible, the focus will be on her. Which I guess you could say, well, most of the season's been focused on Nora. Yeah, but we don't really know her past, we just know her present. But Godspeed will most likely be her first big test, I would guess. I think that's what they're going to go for in this episode. I think. But in regards to Godspeed in this episode, I'm expecting some cool scenes. We all know his suit is super comic accurate and looks pretty pricey, so I would be surprised if this is the only episode he is in. But it is hard to tell whether he appears in more episodes later on this season, or if he comes back later on. We know Cicada is the villain for the season. She will be there until the finale, but there could be something teased right at the end of the season, like a big stinger that leads into next season with Godspeed or involved with Godspeed. But I think it would be chaotic, like next level chaotic on social media and all the various places online where the show is discussed, such as my channel, if Godspeed is just used partially in this episode and not explored further. As I've said before, my care for the character is probably like on a 3 to 4 out of 10. But I know a lot of you guys watching really want this character to be at least a decent part of the show, and I would hate for this to be a disappointing moment for all of you that do actually care. So hopefully the people behind the show have recognized the character's popularity and all of that, and aren't going to, let the fans of Godspeed down. Now, we should get a cliffhanger in this episode, or at least I think we could. We know that Barry will catch Nora in the future interacting with Thawne, or at least going to interact with him. Nora will basically get face-to-face exposed by Barry, so it will be interesting to see what follows on from that. But even with that, we know that Nora is back working with Team Flash come the penultimate episode of the season, or episode 21. But that could just be one of those, oh, well, we need to stop the bad guy and need as much help as possible, so yeah. But even with all of that and the drama around Nora, it is still super interesting and intriguing as to how Thawne will feature later on this season. Like, what's his plan? What's the clock counting down to? Or is he just here to be like a motivator for Nora and like an instigator of issues for Team Flash and I guess mainly Barry? There is still a lot to unravel and explore in the last handful of episodes for this season, and well, just wow. I can't wait to see how all of it comes together. Hopefully it finishes off strong. And we're going to end the video with 2 questions. If you have any questions for me, let me know in the comments section down below. The first one comes from Jetfire97, who asks, how come the young Grace never talked about the meta who killed her parents before she went into a coma? That would be because she didn't see that the meta that set the ATM to go off. We already knew that her parents died in a meta accident. We just, Grace is probably dealing with it because she was young. And she didn't see the specific meta that, caused the ATM to explode. So I guess that's the answer. And the next one comes from Jimmy Jones, who asks, what do you think of the rumors of Danielle possibly leaving? The first rumor of that, they say Daniel, but I think they mean Danielle's and Danielle Panabaker, aka Killer Frost, aka the director of the Godspeed episode. That rumor was first started by We Got This Covered, which is basically, that trash can that Oscar the Grouch lives in on Sesame Street. Think of like one that like a dead Oscar the Grouch would be living in. That's basically where We Got This Covered comes from. and it sprouted from that. So it's like a demonic, next level zombie Oscar the Grouch. Is that a really bad? I don't know, whatever. That's them. That's where it first started from. The second one came from a group of really toxic shippers online who really go on about female empowerment, but then when they get their first chance to attack another female and bring her down, they go for it, which I think is the definition of, well, just insanity. So ignore those rumors. But thanks for watching, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, it'd be awesome if you could drop a like on the video to show support. Let me know in the comment section down below your various opinions on what we went over in this video. Thoughts on Godspeed, thoughts on Reverse Flash, thoughts on Nora being dabbed on, and also Iris with that Pavelo in the care package. Pretty lucky. But yeah, let me know all of those opinions down there in the comment section down below. And of course, if you are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe. And yeah, I'll catch you guys later. Goodbye.